Game Developers Conference 2019 organizers are excited to announce that a game industry stalwart will be at the show in March, to give you a rare look at the development of a coin-op classic. John Sadowitz, a veteran game programmer, who's worked on everything from Rampart to Clackstone Medal of Honor, will be at GDC 2019 in San Francisco to deliver the classic game, Postmortem of a Tree's arcade hit Paperboy. Sadowitz helped co-create Paperboy, and at GDC he will walk you through the design and development process that culminated in the creation of a modern classic. Expect to get an inside perspective on working at Atari, the nuts and bolts of arcade game design in the 80s, and the untold story of developing a now classic game. As always, this classic game Postmortem will be an hour-long session, and it's just one of many fantastic classic game retrospectives on offer at this year's show. There will also be a fantastic classic game Postmortem on the original Lemmings, presented by Lemming co-creator Mike Daly, as well as one on the trailblazing real-time strategy game Command Conquer from Westwood Studios co-founder Louis Castle. Further details on Festox and many more are available now on GDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your GDC 2019, which takes place March 18th through the 22nd at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to GDC, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on GDC 2019 visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, OS. Gamasutra and GDC are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. A smattering of Nintendo games can now be found on the Humble Store for United States-based shoppers, expanding the digital storefront's offerings beyond just PC, Mac, Linux, and Android platforms in the process. While over 40 games for Nintendo platforms can now be purchased through the Humble Store, Switch or 3DS developers keen to get their own games placed on the storefront should not get their hopes up quite yet. So far, all of the games listed were either developed or published by Nintendo. Right now, that list includes Nintendo-developed heavy hitters like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Splatoon 2, while familiar Nintendo-published games like Sniper Clips and several generations of Pokemon games have also shown up on the store. Listings for paid Nintendo Switch Online subscriptions, 3-month and 1-month, are also up for sale alongside DLC of games like Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild, and microtransactions for the SWITCH's free-to-play Pokemon Quest. However, it's worth noting that purchases of Nintendo games are not eligible for the optional charity contributions. A Humble's built-in rewards program, like most games on the Humble Store. Blizzard is looking to curb misbehaving Twitch users in the chats of its official Overwatch streams by requiring that chat participants link their Twitch and Battle.net accounts together before sending messages during a stream. Blizzard describes the move as a no moderation program, and aims to give it a test run during the upcoming Overwatch Contenders quarterfinals from now through January 12,
2019.
In order to send a message in Twitch chat during the live stream events, viewers will have to log into their Twitch accounts and link their Battle.net account sub through TWITCH's webpage, though it is not explicitly said what action, if any, Blizzard will take against misbehaving chatters following the Battle.net link-up. In a blog post on the test, Blizzard says that the change hopes to improve the viewer experience for the Overwatch path to a pro ecosystem, and that the team will evaluate how, if at all, the requirement led to a more positive viewing experience. The Gamasutra job board is the most diverse, active and established board of its kind for the video game industry. Here is just one of the many positions being advertised right now. Location: Barcelona, Spain. Responsibilities, requirements, assets. Why join the world of Gameloft? What can Gameloft Barcelona offer you even more interested? Apply now. Whether you are just starting out, looking for something new, or just seeing what's out there, the Gamasutra job board is the place where game developers move ahead in their careers. Gamasutra's job board is the most diverse, most active, and most established board of its kind in the video game industry, serving companies of all sizes, from indie to AAA. Looking for a new job? Get started here. Are you a recruiter looking for talent? Post jobs here. I keep writing about deep gameplay and how it needs complex verbs, mechanisms that go beyond probabilities, progress bars and damage numbers. But how exactly do those systems work then? This article will explore one possible answer to this question. Space. Gameplay can get strategically interesting when you cannot simply calculate everything. When factors are involved that cannot, at least not easily, be turned into some kind of points or score. If that would be possible, you would basically be facing a math puzzle. Of course, that might be interesting in itself, but rather in terms of computing the correct solution, and not so much in terms of intuition and decision-making. Should the latter elements be supposed to be the game's core, offering strong spatial interactions can go a long way in moving it away from flat, arithmetic. Positioning and movement in space, or even aspects such as momentum or inertia, are essentially complex resources that can, quite literally, be played with. Obviously they are ultimately based on math as well, but a form of math that is both more complex than mere subtraction, and yet also intuitively accessible for human beings. This base complexity can furthermore be used to foster an emergent interplay between gameplay elements, and thereby create even more depth, without having to resort to more and more convoluted math. Of course it works in the game. The actions players are able to perform have to be tightly connected to the game's spatial structure, so they can properly support it and give it meaning. Dealing damage, filling bars, are the much-loved mass extermination of actors in the game world, usually do not belong in this category. The same goes for mere asset tourism. The following sections will take a look at some concrete examples on how to do it better. The games described below offer strongly spatial possibilities of interaction and consistently manage to align the design of all gameplay elements in support of this aspect. In Heat Signature you enter procedurally generated spaceships, and, by making use of a diverse set of gadgets, try to reach a specific target object or person. Almost everything in the game is centered on movement. For example, there are multiple types of teleport gadgets that allow you to swap positions with an enemy. Swapper, to instantly move through open corridors and doors. Side-rounded, are to jump to any position within a certain radius. A short amount of time. Visitor, the key cloner, lets you steal key cards if the god carrying them is in range. Luring enemies into the glitch trap will move them to another spot, often directly into outer space. And the slipstream makes everyone act super slowly except for yourself. More agility, more options, These are just a few examples of the words in the game, but one thing is pretty clear already. There is no flat number quantum. Enemies, just like your avatar, do not have health points, stats, and do not deal damage. The focus of the game lies on finding creative ways to bypass them, if needed, take them out unnoticed in one hit. Most of the time you will not have a huge arsenal of weapons to achieve this. Hence one of the simplest tricks in the game is to let an enemy fire a bullet at you and then swap positions with him. A tactical option enabled by consistent rules, and especially meaningful words. Emergence situations in the game can quickly get much more complex, though, therefore you always have the ability to pause the game, analyze what is going on,